Welcome to the 700 Club. Israel is escalating its military campaign in Gaza. Today, the IDF ordered civilians to evacuate the territory's second largest city. It's warning, if you're in Khan Yunis, you'll be considered in a combat zone.
Well, meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced Israel is resuming humanitarian aid to Gaza after pressure from its allies. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
On Sunday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced the new military campaign.
As we promised, we have launched a powerful campaign against Hamas, Gideon's Chariots. IDF forces are simply entering with force into the Gaza Strip with the dual goal, defeating Hamas and freeing our hostages.
While the air and ground operation begins, Israel announced it's also pursuing every opportunity to reach an agreement to release all of the hostages. One deal under consideration by U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff would include a temporary ceasefire, release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners, then followed by more negotiations to end the war. Netanyahu also announced that humanitarian aid is beginning to flow again into Gaza at the urging of Israel's, quote, greatest friends in the world, and will work to keep that aid from being stolen by Hamas. Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz says he believes Hamas leader Mohammed Sinwar was killed in an Israeli bombing last week. Mohammed was the younger brother of former Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, mastermind of the October 7th attack. Back from his Middle East trip, President Trump again rejected concerns of a growing rift between him and Netanyahu. He told Fox News that Netanyahu is angry and has every right to be so after the brutal atrocities Hamas committed in Israel on October 7th.
You got to remember, October 7th was one of the worst days in the history of the world, I think, not just local to this region. It was one of the worst, most atrocious attacks anyone's ever seen.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, let's pray for peace in Israel and pray for peace in Gaza, that this would end and end quickly and that all the hostages would be released. I remind you yet again that this war started on October 7th, and it started because Hamas invaded Israel, the horrific attacks. The only reason it's continuing is that Hamas is continuing to attack, continuing to hold hostages, and refuses to lay down their weapons and surrender. That is what it needs to do in order to have peace. Israel can't be expected to stop this war as long as those hostages are still being held in tunnels.